it's Meg, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a junk journal with me for day 2 of the Junk Journal July challenge. Today's prompt, as I'm showing you there, is pop of colour, and over in the collaboration today we have the lovely Tiffany Sharp, so be sure to check out her video, which will be in the playlist link down below, where she'll be sharing her take on today's prompt. So the prompt pop of colour is an interesting one, at least for me, because if you've seen my journals before, you'll know that I love my neutrals, my beiges, my browns, and so pop of colour in any sense is a little bit out of my comfort zone. But I think that's what's really nice about these journaling challenges, is that it does push you to create a little bit out of your comfort zone. So pop of colour, to me at least, says not only to include some colour in my spread, but to include something that really pops. So I decided what better way to fully embrace that pop of colour than to include some like fluorescent bright yellow in this page, which sounds a bit crazy to say when you're looking here at all these beautiful vintage tones. But you'll see later on in the video how I've included some bright yellow. So the first thing I decided to do, which kind of seems a bit counterintuitive, was to add black to the page. So just some black acrylic paint, and I kind of went over this rub-on sticker that was already on the page, thinking I might want to kind of keep it somehow. And the process that I was kind of thinking through was like, okay, if I have something black, then my colour is really going to pop on that, especially if it's like a fluorescent colour. And at first I was embracing this and sort of seeing how I could get into that like painty effect in my junk journal, but the more that I looked at the black paint that I'd added onto this page, the regret started to seep in. I thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? How on earth do you reverse from black apart from just like sticking something over the top? I thought, no, I don't want to do that, because first of all, I didn't want to start like bulking it up for no reason, the page, and also I did want to kind of push through this and see what I could do with this page. And that's basically the theme of this entire journal spread. This entire video is going to be me saying, oh, why did I add that to the page? It was such a process, and I felt like it really went downhill for me until I took some drastic action. So I did actually do the first half of this video in one sitting, got to the end of, well, quote unquote the end, what I thought was the end of the page, and thought, right, that's it, that's all I'm gonna do, that's all I can create for this page, and kind of admitted defeat, but thought, like, you know, it's not bad to create like a journal page you don't like, which I know I always tell you guys, like, it's not the end of the world, but I was feeling a little bit of pressure, so I thought, right, let me just leave that. I'm not going to mess with it anymore, because sometimes, you know, when you're just working on something and you kind of make it worse even though you're trying to work on it and work through stuff. So yeah, it got to a point where I thought, do you know what, I will just admit defeat and leave it. And then I came back with fresh eyes and decided to go a completely different path, and it's actually turned into a page that I really liked. So I thought I would keep all of the footage in for you guys so you could see like the full process of how this page came together, and I thought I would be open and honest and sharing kind of the behind the scenes of creating this page, because for about 75% of it I was not happy at all with how this was turning out, and then by the time it got to putting on the fluorescent yellow on the page, my goodness, I was really fed up with how it was turning out. So until I decided to take some scissors to the page, I wasn't a fan. But that's not to say that I wasn't enjoying the process of like creating in this page. So for example, here where I'm adding these painted like leaves, I was using some acrylic paint here, just a sort of peachy pink, and then I mixed in like a tiny bit of green, just because that helps to kind of dull it down a little bit, and made it more of a peachy tone. which I thought would be nice against this black. And so I was just kind of enjoying making these marks and painting over the black whilst I was debating what I was going to do. I just really enjoy sort of making these, like, not mindless marks, but you know, when you just kind of get into a rhythm and a flow with painting or with mark making. I do really enjoy that in my journal, and so I did really love creating these in this page, and so it's something that I think I might try and incorporate more into other pages in my journal.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. A bigger scale the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all.
So after I added this wild fluorescent little sticker to my page, I even had to cover it under half of the scrap papers because I didn't want the full fluorescent, but I thought it gave a nice pop of yellow. I was then thinking, what can I do, because I really wasn't enjoying how this page was working out. So of course, why not just decide to cut it up? So I grabbed a washi tape and my scissors. I traced around the washi tape to give me a circular shape, just because I thought that would be something different, something interesting. And then I decided to cut out a hole in my page. So the bit that I cut out, I've set it to the side because I'd like to use that as some like ephemera in a future piece. But there's the hole in my accordion journal, and of course the nature of the journal, it goes through to both sides. So when I get to the reverse of this page, that will be interesting as well. Working in, you'll see what I stuck over the over the gap, so I will have to work that into the page on the reverse. So whilst I was thinking about what I was going to add to this circle shape that I had now in my journal, I decided to grab some coffee with my paintbrush and add it to my page. I love adding this in different places on a page just to bring things together. I feel like it helps to create a bit of cohesion and soften some areas of the page. I was thinking there possibly about a transparency, as you could see with the plastic that I was holding up. I tried a couple of different options, and in the end I found this page in a sort of gardening book of florals, because of course what else would I add to my journal page? And this yellow one popped out, and it was just, I had like an aha moment. I was like, yes, that's what I need. I need an extra bit of yellow. It just really complemented the yellow that was already on there, so it didn't feel like it was just sort of plopped on there for no reason. And I felt like it just helped to bring it all together, so I decided to cut it out just loosely, and then I attached it there to the back just with some glue. I did sort of trace around just so that I got an idea of the area that I wanted peeking through here, and then I added some white pen around the outside. And I think what this page was lacking was actually contrast. It really needed some lighter tones to go with that black, so the white from that circular cutout helped. And then I just wasn't feeling this like moments text that I'd put on there. I loved the font, but I think the brown was kind of, with the black, it was too dark. So I think I figured out that it was the colours that weren't working with this page, and that was kind of what was throwing me off. So I decided to include just this little sort of journal spot here in like a creamish colour, and cover it up over the scrappy collage that I'd created earlier. And once I popped that on, it just really felt a lot more like me. I felt like it had that balance of the things that I liked, but then also things that were pushing me a little bit out of my comfort zone. So I then added some hand lettering here just to finish off the spread and tie it all together. So I'm just using my favourite brush pen. It's by Unipen, and I just wrote out this quote here that says, "Live less out of habit and more out of intention," which I think was a really nice phrase for this page. So that is everything that I did for day 2 of Junk Journal July. Let me know down below in the comments what you've created for today. Be sure to tag me on Instagram if you share your creations over on there. You can also use the hashtag as well, hashtag Junk Journal July. Don't forget to check out the playlist, which will be linked down below, so you can follow along with the collaboration. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!